I have been impressed with the urgency of doing. Knowing is not enough. We must apply. Being willing is not enough. We must do. Leonardo da Vinci. Everybody in today's world has to at least be aware of that name. And if you know much about Leonardo da Vinci, you know that he was the master of so many things, a great artist, a thinker, a designer of future things. It was just amazing. And what did he tell us? What does he leave us from the past? We have to do. Not enough to know. We have to apply ourselves. We have to be willing to get out there and do things. So let's do it for today. 10 to 15 minutes, that's all we ask. We see stocks, gold, and Bitcoin are down. Bonds, the only thing up for the day. We don't have a rotation over yet, folks. We are waiting for it. We had a down day. Things leveled off yesterday and then started moving down 0.53%. Below the 200 EMA. We'll see if this is sustained. It didn't sustain last time, right? Where it looked like it was going to roll over and then kicked back up. You would have made a serious mistake if you would have followed a similar pattern right here and jumped in, because it went down a little more and then blew back up. We'll see. And when it goes to red, we'll know it on the STC. Don't forget the 2-day is heading up, but it's leveled off here, these last two-day candles. The weekly still headed down as far as the STC goes. It is an up week so far, so we'll keep an eye on things. We don't have a signal yet. We're not going to go out there and start gambling. We're going to use the methods that we have developed to help us make the right decision at the right time. Now, very tempting with the NASDAQ 100. Look at it. It was down yesterday and today. In fact, hammering down today, 1.82%. Still don't have a rotation over. What's up with the 2-day? It is green, but we have a red spinning top there, really blown off a lot of that energy. Weekly, it is red when it comes to the STC, even though it is an up week, but that candle is below the 200 EMA. So when we see a rotation over on the STC on the half-day chart, my friends, we will be ready to go. Hasn't happened yet. May happen on Friday, may not. Let's get out of stocks, go to bonds. Bonds up for the day. It's nice seeing this reset. You guys know we are way negative on bonds, but we've had a few days of up movement, reset everything. If they start to rotate over strong, goes from green to red on the STC, we will be jumping in. 2-day is still in a confirmed down move on the STC. Green candles there, and of course red candles. Lower low this week on that weekly chart. STC is down, so we're at a negative 14 there when it comes to bonds, waiting for a rotation over. Gold, as we told you, down a little bit for the day, just 0.15%. You know, we've got some indecision in the morning, down in the afternoon. Still green on the STC. We had that nice trade a couple of weeks ago heading down. We look at the 2-day. Of course, it's two green up candles for the last two 2-day candles. Crossed over and then bounced back up. We can see as far as the STC there goes, sort of resetting itself. What about the weekly? It is down, red spinning top. So again, with gold, waiting to see if it's going to give us the ability to jump into a short position. As you may have noticed on that weekly chart, we're below the 200 EMA, which again is another good thing to put in the equation on whether or not you're going to make a decision to jump into a down move. All those things come together. They mean different things on different charts. That's why when you do a practice trade, you fill out your trader worksheet and you work through, why am I doing what I'm doing? What are the signals showing me? What decisions am I making? And then you after action it, just like football teams do, whether they win or lose a game. What do the players do on Sunday? They show up and they go over the film, right? And they figure out what we did right, what we did wrong. If you do that with your trading, you will exponentially grow your ability to do successful practice trades. Now, let's look at where we are on Bitcoin. Down for the day, 0.33%. We can see where things boomed up on Wednesday and then slowed down on Thursday. We look at the 2-day chart. We can see two 2-day candles. This latest one hasn't reached the high of the prior one. tighten that up a little bit, you can see where, we've been hitting about this 1820 mark, something like that, where Bitcoin stalled out. You can see it also on the weekly. And again, hopefully we're building a nice base here. We have a ways to go before we really power through things and move back up. We had those 4 weeks starting back in mid-July through the beginning of August, where things popped up and then, of course, rolled over. So we're going to have to see a number of things happen. We've talked about that before. And in fact, please tune in tomorrow. If you're not a Patreon member, you got it last night. But we will release to the general public our charting cryptos and commodities tomorrow for the week. We put it out on Wednesday for Patreon members. And again, I will be finishing up the weekly vertical crossovers and sending those out to Patreon members. Keep in mind, guys, everything we send you, we try to email it to you. For some reason, you don't see the email on the posted dates. That is Wednesdays for the charting crypto and commodities and Thursday for the weekly vertical crossovers. We always put them up at the Patreon page too. So don't worry about not getting an email. You will find them there. If for some reason we start going in your spam box. That is where we are, folks. Love to hear your questions, problems, concerns. cw@chartingwealth.com. Patreon members, thank you so much for your support. You help us keep this on the air. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.